Well, welcome, fam. This is your girl Janelle here for another episode of Talk to Me Tuesday. I am so excited to see you all here joining me today. So, if you are here and joining us, go ahead and grant StreamYard access so that we know that you are rocking and rolling with us. For those of you who get to join us each and every week, I want to go ahead and invite you in to let us know what fam is in the house. So if you are here, go ahead and put fam into the house so we can welcome you, welcome you, welcome you. For those of you who this might be the very first time that you are joining us live, I want you to know that we are so excited to have you with us here today. And if that is the case, go ahead and put first time into the comments so we can go ahead and rock and roll with you and know who is joining us out here today. So if you're joining us for the first time, go ahead and put first time into the comments. Marcus, I see you. Andrea, I see you. I'm loving having you guys join me tonight. For those of you who this time does not work, we recognize that as well. So we want to go ahead, and for those of you who catch us on the replay, go ahead and type replay so that we know you were able to come in and grab some of those goodies. So go ahead and let us know. Tandra, so lovely to see you back, young lady, doing that amazing work that you are doing. So excited to have you here and joining us. So with that, tonight we're going to go ahead and get started. And I am so excited because I want to share with you, those of you who are coming to me from Facebook, I am so excited to see you. I know that some of you are joining us from YouTube as well. So I want to go ahead and welcome those of you who are joining us through the YouTube channel as well as we continue to grow and expand. We are excited that you can go ahead and join us as well. So tonight, fam, I have a topic that is so near and dear to me, and I truly hope that you guys are going to be able to take away some nuggets as we engage in this work together. Again, fam, as you are coming into the house, Roxanne, so nice to see you. We want to go ahead and we're going to be diving into a topic that I really want you guys to continue to move forward as we close out this year and as we prepare for whatever 2022 is going to be for us, right? So last week we had the opportunity to talk about what do you need to say no to? What are the things you have to let go of, right? What are those time sucks? What are those things that aren't allowing you to flourish and grow? When we came back for season 2, we came here being unapologetically true to who we are, recognizing that doesn't guarantee us the right to be rude and disrespectful because we know that we're out here to do our purpose and our will. So tonight, continuing with that theme about how do we continue to be empowered as we move forward, I wanted to make sure that I was coming here and talking to you guys about what does it mean to be prepared for opportunities, because opportunities are right around the corner always. So I want to make sure that as those opportunities are prevailing themselves, that you guys are equipped and ready to go ahead and take them. Again, fam, as you're coming into the house, you know we love you. We love you. Go ahead and let us know that you're in the house. I know that some of you join us and you like to keep your incognito status, and that is all right. I'm just thankful you guys can come out here and get some of this information as well. So with that, I want to talk about what does it mean to be prepared for opportunities? And I'm going to, the work that I get to do, I say this all the time, is I really help people focus on what are roadblocks that are really impeding them from living, succeeding, achieving in their purpose, in the relationships they have with themselves, the relationship they have with others, and how they show up at work or in their business. So that is the work that I get to do as I coach, and I absolutely love it. What I get to do as I come out and I support you guys is to also make sure we're thinking about how do we take some of those strategies and continue to build out. So with this tonight, there are going to be 5 things that I really want to hold up and talk to you about as we engage in this work. So each of the concepts are concepts that I want you to hold on to, write down, practice. If you need support, make sure you're reaching out to me. You can DM me and be like, what was that tip? What was that tool? What was that strategy? And it would be my pleasure to go ahead and show up for you in that capacity. But what I want you to do is I want you to realize that if we're moving in a space where we recognize that everything truly is an opportunity, it allows us to think about how do we show up and how do we show up to be prepared, right? Because being prepared means that you are ready. I often say you never know what is around the corner, what is going to be the next call that you receive, the next email that you receive. So, how do we hold on to that as we move forward? So, when we think about opportunities, I want you to think about, if for those of you, I know as the year closes out, some people may be looking at, am I happy within my position at work? Is this something that I want to continue to do? My first question to you is, are you prepared for a new opportunity? Have you updated your resume? Do you have a cover letter? Have you even shared where you are that you're ready for growth and opportunities? Because sometimes we're so quiet that people assume we are happy and comfortable exactly where we are. So sometimes we have to make sure that as we hold up to be ready, that we're doing the work that we need to be doing behind the scenes. When it comes to those of us who are single, right? Because again, I say this all the time. I'm here to support every single entity and really make sure that you're doing the work individually in your relationships and in your business. So for those of you who are my single gurus, as I like to call you, who are getting to know yourself better and to process what you've learned from past relationships, how are you continuing to be prepared for an opportunity that may come where you find someone who is potentially even worthy of being in your presence? Have you taken the time to remove and reflect on what you learned from your past relationship? Because if you haven't done that, how do you now begin to process that so you're prepared if that's what you desire to be able to move into that next status? For those of us who are married in relationships, whatever the case may be, for us, I say, are you looking for opportunities to continue to strengthen your relationship? Because if anyone knows who's been in a relationship for a long period of time, that excitement, life ebbs and flows with responsibilities and all of those entities. So, how are we being intentional with our significant other and not moving into a space where we're taking anything for granted, right? So, for me, I'm always thinking, always checking in with my husband to say, where are we? And sometimes it's not even verbalizing that to say, how are we? I can get the sense of where we are so that I seek out to create those opportunities to strengthen our relationship. Right? So now that you guys have heard me just go on and on about being ready, I want to talk to you about 5 things that you need to really make sure that you are consistently practicing as you continue to make sure that you are ready and available for opportunities that come before you. The first thing I want to talk to you about is making sure that you are clear on your passion and your purpose. Is the opportunity that's coming before you the best opportunity for you? Growing up, I would always hear my father talk about you never know what the person next door to you did to get whatever it is that they have. So you need to recognize that just because an opportunity presents itself does not mean that it is the right opportunity for you. All right. Can I get a hello for that? Right. Every opportunity that is before you isn't meant for you. So when you really dial into what is your passion, what is your purpose, it allows you to step into a place that when an opportunity comes before you, you are able to move into that opportunity with a sound mind. If someone was to come to me and say, you have the opportunity to be in the next marathon, guess what? No, thank you. No, sir. No, ma'am. I do not want that opportunity. That does not align with mama's passion and purpose at this current moment, right? So again, if y'all out here, y'all want to run the 26 miles, drop it in the comments so we know who to look for the next marathon, okay? If that's what you're about, right? Donovan, I love it. I love it, Donovan. You gave me that hello, right? Because you ain't out here. You're like, I ain't running with you. But I say that because when you have clear passion and purpose, sometimes people present you with opportunities and you don't even have to go and seek them out, right? I received a phone call a couple of weeks ago about an opportunity for me to engage in a presentation. There was nothing that I did. But when the opportunity made itself available, I had already had myself aligned to be able to meet a tight deadline. So when you have passion and purpose, when you know what you're working towards, you know your alignment, It allows you to not only to take heed of the opportunity, but it allows you to make sure that you're going to get value out of the opportunity. So I want you guys to hold that up as the first thing that we're talking about. Being prepared for opportunities, the first thing you need to do is make sure that your passion and that your purpose is clear. That when people see you, they know what it is that you are about, right? So I want people that when they see my brand, they know that Janelle is about empowerment. I want everybody to not just be your best because that's what social media tells you that you should be. I want you to make sure that you are exceeding in your purpose. Every single one of us, the reason that we are uniquely us, unapologetically us, is because there's work that only we can do as an individual to make sure the world is better, right? I deeply believe that. So what I want to do is I want to support people to make sure that that's how they're showing up. Because when you walk in your purpose, the things that are happening in your life keep you happy. Because even when you're working hard, you don't mind because you have passion about the work. You know that it is bigger than you. You know it's about purpose. So again, I thank y'all who are out here who are understanding this, right? So go ahead. If you know your passion and your purpose, great. But if you don't, take the time to reflect. Take the time to reflect and come into understanding that. The next thing I want to share with you guys, right? So once you've identified your passion and your purpose, sometimes again, people will work for you before you have to work for yourself. So make sure you're holding that up, right? I see my niece is joining us. Hello, beautiful. Hello, hello, hello. So excited to see you. So with that, the next thing I want you to do is once you've identified your passion and your purpose for your opportunities, is I want you to think about what's your endurance. Because when opportunities arise, sometimes they're far and few between. But if we don't feel like we're getting them instantaneously, we're ready to quit. I need y'all to hear that, right? We're ready to quit. But we have to understand as we're going through this, that some opportunities are allowing us to prepare that when we step into that opportunity, we're able to succeed. We're able to propel. So don't view it as I can't do this. I don't have this. What can I do during the meantime to continue to strengthen my assets? What can I continue to do to strengthen the practices, the beliefs, all of those things? So when the opportunity arises, I'm ready for it. I've been preparing for it. I can go ahead now because I've ran those 3 short stints. I can now attempt to run a half marathon, right? Because I've built up my stamina and my endurance. And it will pay off even as those opportunities start to present themselves. So the first thing, again, is that passion and purpose, but then you need to have some stick-to-itiveness, right? You got to have some endurance. You need to be able to have that stamina that lets you know. Even there are going to be times where you will get an opportunity and you still need to endure because guess what? You were given an opportunity that you don't have all the skills for quite yet. Right? Because that in itself is a double opportunity. Sometimes we get promoted. Sometimes we have someone who will bring us into an opportunity and we're like, we know good and well we don't belong here. Right? And we've heard people say, fake it till you make it. But what you have to do is learn till you deserve to be in that spot. Allow yourself to remain open to learning. Allow yourself to keep pushing forward even when it's hard. Because you recognize that it's bigger than you. You recognize you're working towards your purpose and your passion, right? It's very easy to quit. It's very easy to say, I can't do this. It really takes that power to make sure that we're continuously building up our endurance because it's going to prepare us not just for the opportunity that is currently before us, but for all future opportunities. Okay, so that's the second thing I need you guys to make sure you're walking away with. Is do I have endurance in between opportunities? And do I have endurance for the opportunities where I know my skill set is really being challenged? Okay. The next thing that you have to do that I really want you to think about with opportunities is, are you vulnerable, right? We're in this space where everything is perfect. And I have served as a leader of many, many organizations in education, outside of education. And one of the things that I've learned is as a great leaders do not know everything. What great leaders know is what they don't know and how they can find the resources and make sure other people are empowered. So, what I want you to understand is it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to ask for help. It takes true strength to be able to articulate when you don't understand something. It takes true strength and will to really be honest about, I want to do this, I want to take the opportunity, but I want to be honest and not just that resume interview language, right? When they say to you, what is an area you could grow in? Well, I just work too hard, right? I've interviewed a ton of people in my professional experiences, right? And every time I heard that question, I was ready to be done with the interview, right? Because if your only weakness is that you work too hard, I need you to reflect on some of your other weaknesses, right? Your weakness is that you're not being honest with yourself. So again, how can we be vulnerable? Understanding that being vulnerable doesn't mean we're weak. It actually is showing our strength. So when those opportunities come, if we're able to say, I am able to do this, but this is something that I know I have to work at to continue to accept this opportunity to show up at my best. I need help. Explain this to me. Can you restate this? Can you show me? Because guess what? You posing those questions, I guarantee you there is someone else who needs that question answered. There is someone else who is making it up, who doesn't have the passion, the encouragement, the knowledge, the know-how, the unapologeticness of themselves to be honest. Because to be vulnerable is to be honest, right? Listen, I don't know, Sandy. I see you in the house, right? And Sandy is one of the most honest people I know in this world. Okay. So with that, I need us to understand when we think about these opportunities, how are we showing up? Because all of you who are joining me now live, those of you who are joining me in the replay, I need you to understand that after you listen to this moment with me, right? After we get off of live, after you listen to the replay, there's going to be opportunities, but sometimes we have to open up ourselves to recognize that opportunities are there for us. We need to humble ourselves to say, you know what? I need help with this. Can you support me with this? I'm looking for this new opportunity. I got this new opportunity and I need help. So really understanding those three elements so far I've talked to y'all about making sure you understand your passion and your purpose, that you have endurance for when things go awry, because they will. And that you understand that being vulnerable doesn't mean that you're less than, right? So I don't know if I'm out here talking to myself. I don't know what's going on, right? So if y'all hear me, let me know. Let me know if you guys understand this. That again, each of you who are listening, that you are the only you. You have opportunities that I guarantee are going to come forward in the next 24 hours, in the next 7 days. But you have to make sure that you're not missing out on the opportunities because you're talking yourself out of them. Because you're holding it tight to the vest because you don't want anyone to know that you're ready for some new opportunities. Because you don't have your stuff together on the backside, so you know you can't move forward in even seeking new opportunities. Right? Y'all, I'm sorry. I want to be alive with you guys because I want you guys to step into this last quarter in your brilliance. All right? So the fourth thing is I want you to understand is being prepared for opportunities. Some opportunities are going to come fast and furious. Other opportunities are going to take an extremely long period of time. But you have to continue to work to embrace them, right? So when I became a teacher, there was an opportunity for me. I took the job first year, never taught a day in my life. And then they said, and then we want you to also take on this other role. Now, I knew that I had no training for that other role, but I was willing to take the opportunity. But in that very moment, I shared, I have never done this before. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow through this so that I can show up better, right? So those of you who know me from all the way back when I taught at Hope High School, and the opportunity I'm talking about is running the school store. And I thought to myself, I have never ran a store, never mind a school store, in all of my existence. But what I did was I took that same opportunity where I had to learn and grow and what it meant to be a vendor and all of these entities and take polls for the students to figure out all of those things. What I did is I also created opportunities so my students could learn, so that they can learn how to manage this. Because as you guys get opportunities, think about who else around you could benefit from opportunities. Who else can learn from your forward momentum, right? So understanding that, how do you prepare for both the short and the long term? Because I knew that it was not my aspiration to stay there for the entirety of my professional life. But I went into Hope High School probably 2 years ago, and literally I could still see the school store. Now, I couldn't see if it was open and running, but the structure that was created was still there. Opportunities are so important because even as you do things where you're growing and you're stretching, be aware of what's the ripple effect that you have for others who are going to come behind you, for others who are going to walk side by side with you, for others who are ahead of you. So really understanding, when you prepare yourself for opportunities, how do you not view it in an individual way? How do you also view it about how you are going to make things better so more people have opportunities? One of the people who served as my coach always used to say, when she busted down the door, she didn't want to do it alone. She wanted to be side by side. How do all of us continue to keep that momentum so as we are succeeding, we're continuing to empower each other, right? And the last entity that I want you to hold up, that fifth component, is you got to remain flexible. You have to remain flexible if you are truly going to be prepared for opportunities. Because everything isn't going to neatly fit into what it is that you are seeking to do. All right. So if anybody has had a perfect life, go ahead and let me know. Right. For those of you who have had a life that has not been perfect, go ahead and type real in the comments so I know that I'm not the only person out here who had a real experience. Right. I'm not shading on anybody who's had that perfect life. I'm so thankful that that has been your journey. But for those of you who out here rolling with me, who know that we've had some real experiences out here, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Okay. I see the real coming in. Right. So Donovan, some of y'all are not only real, right? We had some real experiences where sometimes we don't even view it as an opportunity. So what I want y'all to also be aware of, right? I'm going to give y'all this bonus thing, is sometimes we have to make opportunities when none seem to be available. Because listen, sir, ma'am, listen to me clearly. Not everyone wants to see you win. And this is a hard lesson to learn. So sometimes as you are doing everything right, you feel like those opportunities aren't there. You have shared your passion. You have articulated your purpose. You have been consistent in working on yourself on the areas where you know you still need to strengthen and to grow in. You've been vulnerable in seeking support and help. You've been working at this for a long time. You've taken short-term opportunities. You've been flexible and you've done all of these things. And still it appears as though opportunities are not showing up. I need you to understand, as you're doing those things, sometimes you need to make the opportunities. Ask yourself, who am I connecting to? Can they help me towards that opportunity? How can I humble myself to say I need support, I need help? How do I not wait? My niece, she has her own business, right? However, she's also an entrepreneur and she also has a 9 to 5, because again, as you create those opportunities, sometimes you have to still connect other opportunities that you're working on. So understanding that bonus is to make sure that you understand sometimes you have to make your own opportunities. Opportunities do not always show up at the door. They do not always show up in your email. So if this means that I'm interested in a new position, my first question to you is, do you have an updated resume? Do you have a cover letter? Have you shared in your network that you're open to this opportunity? If you own your own business, my first question to you is, how are you reaching out to your ideal client? How are you making sure that the service or product that you are providing is something that people need? Right? So, understanding what are the opportunities that you're providing for your clients? How are they being serviced? How are this product or quality of service that you are providing helping them to continue to move forward? If you are single, how are you continuing to make sure that you are getting better in your true self? Because again, you don't need a partner to be your best you. For those of you who have a partner, what are you doing? What are the opportunities that you are making to strengthen your relationship? Are you just hopeful with time that things will be better? Are you hopeful with time opportunities will just come fluttering down? I want to charge you all to begin to think about something you want to achieve, an opportunity that you would love to have by the end of this year. And I want you to strategically think, what are you doing to make the opportunity happen? Right? What are you doing? So again, I say out here, you guys have told me that we've been real. If you are comfortable, go ahead and put in the comments the opportunity that you're seeking. Right? If you feel like I'm not quite ready to be this vulnerable with this group, Janelle, I know you try to empower us and motivate us, but I'm just not quite there. DM me. DM me so I can help to be one of your accountability partners to just check in and say, okay, Donovan, where are we? Marcus, where are we? Andrea, where are we? Right? Sandy, where are we? So that this way we can go ahead and continue to provide the supports that we need. This way, if I am aware of an opportunity that comes across the work that I do, I can reach out and say, you know what? I know that this is an opportunity you were interested in. I know that you wanted to grow in this area, and this is a workshop that I know is about to happen. This is an opportunity because, again, as we continue to make things happen in our lives, it keeps us happy. When we know that we're walking in our passion and our purpose, opportunities will just seem to flow. And the reason that they flow is because others can feel your energy. They can see your alignment to your purpose. So as we get ready to close out for this Talk to Me Tuesday, I really want to challenge all of you to be honest with yourself and think about, am I prepared for the opportunities before me? Good, bad, and indifferent, because every opportunity ain't always a good thing. But if I am living through that opportunity, how am I learning? How am I growing? How am I getting stronger? Sometimes the opportunity may be that I need to have a difficult conversation with someone. Sometimes the opportunity may be that I need to share with someone how I genuinely feel. And that is not feeling like an opportunity, but I know after that conversation, I will be able to lift some of that weight that I am carrying around that's impeding me from doing some of these other opportunities that seem to be more powerful. I love the love, right? So again, how do we think through not viewing opportunities as somebody ringing your bell, the publisher's clearinghouse? Sometimes that's not the opportunity. But as we strengthen ourselves so that we make sure whatever is holding us down, that we're removing those roads, that we're being strategic in what it is that we do. So we make sure that we're able to succeed when opportunities come. Each and every one of you who are listening to me live, each and every one of you who are joining me for the replay, again, I challenge you to be prepared for those opportunities. Make sure that you're clear with your purpose and your passion. Make sure that you have some endurance because you recognize that it will take time. Be vulnerable and trust that you are amazing. And even if you don't know something, you are not Google. It's okay. You are not Google. You know, behind me, I still have, and I keep it for my daughters just so they can see the past. Some of y'all probably don't even know what I'm saying right now, so prepare yourself for an encyclopedia, right? Some of the people who are a little bit more seasoned like myself, right? You know, you wanted your family to have every single alphabet that there was, right? And that's how you got information. But for those of you who understand, even the encyclopedia could not keep up because the information is ever flowing. So have grace with yourself in the understanding. It is impossible for you to know everything, but it is possible for you to reach out for help for what you don't know. Continue to look for those opportunities of growth, both short and long term, and remain flexible. Remain fluid in learning. And when it seems like opportunities don't exist, I want you to make sure that you empower yourself to create some opportunities. This is your girl Janelle signing off for another episode of Talk to Me Tuesday. Again, if you feel comfortable, go ahead and make sure you're posting in the comments what you're going to work with. If not, feel free to DM me so I can continue to hold you accountable to making sure that you are always true to your best. I want you all to stay safe until we meet again next week. Take care, everyone.